Hi guys, and welcome to Python billing system developed using MySQL Database. So let me just show you guys how this works. As you can see, all you need to do is to select an item and there. Let's click on here and the price will be added automatically. Okay, you can see the whole system is developed using a spin button. Let me reset the whole lot and we have a go at it again. So once you click on this checkbox, it enables the spinning or the spinner, and there we go. And whatever item you want, just enter the item in there. I've only entered about 6 or just 6 items, and there we go guys. So all I need to now do is to click on the cost of item there, and the whole cost is also displayed right here. If I click on display, yes, it is successfully added to the database there. Okay guys, and let's start work with a new system entirely. So I'm going to exit out. There we go. Yes. Okay guys, let's start work with a new project. So I'm going to import as follows. So I'm going to say Tkinter. We want to import it all there, and import as follows as well. And right underneath here, I'm going to create a class, and this very class I'm just going to call that item order. There we go. And right underneath here, let's initialize as follows. Okay, so create the following method and initialize it underscore, that's going to be self, comma, root. Okay, so right underneath there, I'm going to then, underneath the function, I'm going to say root. Let's grab this. Root dots or set dot root, that is going to equal to root, which is going to be the name of the app itself. So now let's say set.root again is going to be titled as, I'm just going to call that billing system, or we could just call it order billing system, something like that. Alright, so close that. So that's a self dot. We now want to specify the geometry, so I'm going to make that approximately, let's go for 1250 by 800 plus 0 plus 0, and the plus 0 plus 0, those are the coordinates. Now the next thing we want to do is, we're not going to give it any background, so let's do this. I'm going to declare the following variables because I'm going to need them. Let's go for milk. That's going to be an integer variable there. And I'm going to go for another one. Let's say cake, and that is going to be another integer variable. Let's copy and paste that, and right there guys, those are all of the variables I intend to use. Good, now the variables are out of the way. Let's take care of the frames. Let's move this up so that you guys can see it. Those are all my variables that I'm going to be using. Okay, right underneath here, I'm going to create a frame. This very frame, I'm going to call that root frame. And root frame, the widget is going to be frame. And this frame is going to be a child of root. Self.root actually. Self.root there. And self.root, let's add a border there. That's going to be about 10. And what about the width? We're gonna make that about 1350, comma. Do we have a height for that? That is going to be maybe 700, comma, and relief. That is going to be rigid. Let's enter rigid in there. There, close that. And I'm just gonna round this up. So root frame, let's get that rounded up. Paste that in there. Dot, grid, enter parentheses. Okay, I'm going to create another one. So this other one is going to be, I'm going to let's copy the root frame. So I'll call that mainframe. Okay, for my mainframe, it's going to be a child of the root frame. Grab the root frame and just dump that right here. And this is going to be mainframe as well. Okay, now the border for this is going to be 10. I'm going to make this 9. Okay, and I'm going to add, let's add the background there. I'm just going to call that shaded blue. There, enter comma there as the background. I'm going to create another one. Let's grab this as well. Grab that again, come right down here, paste. And I'm just going to call these maybe top 3 or something like that. Top 3. You can call it whatever you like. I'm just calling it top 3 for my own good. Okay, now this top 3 is going to be a child of mainframe. Paste the mainframe there. And this one is going to be 8. Let's change that to 8. The border will be 8. This, I'm going to make that about 1340, and let's go for 500 here. There. And right here, that is fine. And I will then create the inner frames. Let's do that. I'm going to speed that up while I copy all of this just to speed that up. And right there, guys, those are all of the frames I intend to use. Have a good look at them. Okay, let's do one thing, then we can try this out. I'm going to come right down here, just round up the whole process. So using an if statement, if underscore name underscore equals and underscore main underscore close that there, and root equals tk. Bring that down so that you guys can see it. Root equals tk, and the application itself, that will be equals. That is the name. Okay, is going to be item order. That's the name I'm calling that. And item order is the child of the root. There we go. Right, and we'll then say root.main, get it looped. There we go, that is fine. Okay guys, I would like to try this out. Before I can do that, let me save this first. Save as. Let's come right in here. Where is my, let's go, let's look for that. Okay, I'm going to just save it right in here. So let's call it underscore billing. Alright, that's fine. Underscore billing system. So I'm going to save that. Click on save. There we go. So I'm going to try this out now. Let's just run it and see how that's going to look like. Okay, come on, missing just all right, that was an error. Okay, now run it again and see. Let's see now. Okay, we have one error there. All right, so I think I must have mistakenly replaced the name here. Let's see where is it. Okay, I'm going to change it to top frame 3. Right, so that error doesn't come along anymore. Okay, that's fine now. Now run it again. Let's take it from there. There we go. That's fine. So all of my frames are ready, and if you guys take it from the top, have a good look at it. The libraries that I'm going to be using, the class, the function declaration, variables, and all of the frames that I intend to use. So we'll have a good look at them, and that is it. Okay, let's start work with the widgets. So I'm going to put a break in there, just draw a line across. There we go. We're going to need a couple of those. Maybe copy it and just paste it around. Copy and paste. Right. Let's get it all indented. Select it all and just press Control square bracket. There we go. Okay, first of all, I'm going to create my calendar using this very library in there. The calendar is quite easy to create anyway, so let's say this is going to be the calendar here, there, and right underneath here. So let's call our calendar, so we call that cal, that is equals calendar, and this calendar is going to be inside the frame called calendar. So I'm going to grab that. That's it there, and the frame calendar there. So the widget is called calendar, and the frame I intend to use is called calendar. Now inside this very calendar, the frame of the calendar is a label calendar. It's a label frame really, so you guys will see this title on it. So that's the difference between that very frame and other frame. So I'm going to now say calendar equals, let's select as follows. Select the mode, and the mode is equals to, let's say day. What else? What about year and months? We can change it around, but let's just see how it's gonna work first. Year equals 2021, and the months, we are in the 4th month of the year. Then what about the day? The day is equals 3. That's today's date. I think I'm going to rearrange it all out. Let's do it like this. Day, month, and year. Yeah, let's use the regular standard. Alright then. Okay, now the next thing is I'm now going to then assign the date pattern. Date pattern that will be equals as follows. So I'm going to make that DD for day, MM for month, and 4 Ys. That will be for year. Now let's see font. The font for it is going to be equals area, and the size 12. That might be too much, but let's see. And I'm gonna make that bold. Close that. Comma. Let's get it parted to the y-axis. I'm gonna make that about 10. And that is it for the calendar. So I'm going to now run your process dot grade, and that is going to be row equals 0, comma, column equals 0 as well, and get it parted the y-axis. I'm going to say about 15 to leave some space for me. Right. Okay, let's try this out now. So I'm going to just click on run, and let's take it from there. There we go. Alright, that is fine. Now the next thing I'm going to do is let's add some more widget to it, and the next widget is going to be the check button. So let's call that self dot chk apple. There, and this apple is going to be a check button, and the check button is going to be right inside. Let's go for left frame number 3. Paste that in here, comma. Alright. Okay, left frame number 3 right. Okay, that's fine. So that is going to be, there's going to be a text on it, and that's text I'm just going to call it apple drink. There we go. And the value is going to be equals 1 for now, and the off value, that will be 0, equals 0, comma. And I'm going to assign a variable to it right now. The variable that I'm going to be assigning is going to be the very first one here that I just called var1, var1. Come right down here and just paste that in here, equals the very first one, comma. What else do we want? Let's add a font. Grab that very font, press enter, paste it right there, and let's change that to about 16, and that will do for now. Let's say dots grade equals row. Let's arrange it. I'm going to call it maybe, okay, I'm going to put this on row number 3. Yeah, row number 3, and it's going to be a column. Column equals 0, and let's get it to, let's say strictly, it's going to be west. There we go. Let me try this out. Let's see, where's the error? Okay, there's a comma missing here. An equal sign, not a comma. Equal sign is missing there. And that's it. So run it again and see. Alright. Why do I have an error underneath here? Okay, I think here I'm missing out a bracket. That is why, that's the error. So I'm going to run it again. So let's run and see. Let's see. There we go. So that's fine. Alright, so let's close that. Now the next thing is I'm going to create another one that is going to be for this pin button. So maybe we can just copy all of this and change it around. Copy and right underneath here, paste that, and I'm going to change the whole data here to spin button. Alright, so come down here, change this to spin. So SP and okay, this is going to be spin here. Spinbox, and Spinbox is going to be right inside there. And what about all of this? In the first place, let's just get rid of all of this. That's a waste of time. So let's say from, it's going to start from 0, comma, up to, I'm going to make it about maybe 50. Or you can even make it to 100 if you want. The choice is yours. Okay, that's it. Okay, let's see the width. I'm going to make that, okay, equals 11. And the font, grab this very font, paste that right here. You can always reduce it though. Make that 14. Okay, that's fine. And what about the variable? I'm going to enter this variable there. That will be Apple. Yeah, that's it, because it's in numeric format. So let's come down here and just say comma text variable equals Apple. Alright, so that takes care of that. So what else do we need for this pin button? In the first place, I'm going to set the state. Let's set the state of this very spin button. Let's move this over here so that we have enough room. The state of the spin button, that is going to be equals disabled. Right. And for now, let's just close that. I'm going to round up the whole process for this spin button. I'm going to say self dot grade. That will be 3. I'm going to grab all of this and paste it right here. That is 3, and we can pad it. Let's say 10 as well. Alright, so now let's take care of one more thing, then we can move on. Next one is going to be the text box. self.txt Apple. Right, so that is going to be equals entry, and this entry widget is going to be resident right here. Okay, let's come right here. We can even grab all of this. Yeah, grab this, paste that there. Grab the font as well, paste that right here, and make that about 12. Okay, border equals 5. Width, I'm going to make that about maybe 30. Yep, 30. Justify. I'm going to make that center. Right. And what about the state? The state, I'm going to make that disabled as well. Grab this, paste it right here. Okay, and variable, text variable, grab all of this. Let's paste that right there. Comma, text variable. I'm going to call that Apple cost. That is the variable I have up there. Okay. Now we need to round it up as well. Okay, let's grab this. Paste that to be dot read. I'm going to grab all of these and just paste that right here. There. And that is going to be 2 here. This should be 1 really, because this one is 0, so that's fine. Okay, and let's say align to the x-axis there. So that is all there is to it. So if it works fine, I will then copy and paste it. So let's run it and see. Run. Hopefully it should work fine. Oh my god, I said, oh, from, yeah, that from is right. From, there should be from underscore, yeah, that should do it. From underscore, I think that is it. Run. Okay, what else do we have here? And there's a bracket missing here. That's strange. Okay, so the bracket is back there, so let's hope. Let's see again. And there. Oh no, something is missing. Disable is not defined. So that was meant to be officially called disabled. Let's see, I think I have it here as well, disabled. Okay, so let's run it again. Let's hope this time around I've got it right. Let's see. Yeah, there we go. Look at that. So I'm now going to use a function to wake this up. Okay, that's fine. So what I'm going to now do is I'm going to copy, paste, and just speed up the whole process. Copy and paste. Paste that in here. Okay, and I'll get back to you guys as soon as I'm done. Alright guys, I have finished up with the widget, so let me just show it to you guys. But I'm going to change this. I'd purposely leave it so that you guys will see me change. That will be 0, and I just make this one 0, 0, and this will be 1. So just to rearrange it, 1, 1. Then the next one will be 2. 3. I wanted to add some stuff, but that's fine. 3 here, 3 here. Then we'll run it and you guys see how it looks like. 4, 4, and 4. Then we have 5 here. 5, 5, and 5. So let's run it. That is how it all looks now. So have a good look at it again before I run it. Okay, there's one other thing, because I have them on a row, so maybe I should just enter lines in here so that you guys will understand where each row starts from. So let's run it first. Let's see. There we go. So I'm going to add some lines in there so that you guys can understand each row. But this one I've set it to 100, 0 to 100 now. So let's enter another. I'm just going to copy this, paste that here, That's the next one, and the next one here, the next row, so that you just don't get mixed up. There. Alright, that is fine. So all we then need to do now, let's make sure you can see it all here. Move this in a little bit. Alright, that's fine. A little bit more. Okay. So the next thing we have to do is let's add the other widget. Let's see. There. So let's just try and complete this. So the next widget that I'm going to enter will be for my Treeview, and I'm going to add scroll bars to it. So let's say my scroll bar for the x-axis equals scroll bar, and the scroll bar is going to be inside left frame 2. Left frame 2s, comma, and the orientation is going to be horizontal for the very first one here. Horizontal. There we go. So I'm going to copy that. The next one is going to be y-axis, and that would be vertical. Y here. And let's change the orientation to vertical. There we go. Now, for my Treeviews here, I'm going to say self.item order. That's the name of my Treeview _ record. Underscore records, that is equals ttk dot Treeview, and it's going to be inside the same frame, left frame. Paste that in there. Okay, the heights, I'm going to make that 12. Columns we have as follows. Let's say apple drink. There, that's how I'm going to call my database as well. Then followed by the next one is going to be baked bread. So this column that I'm entering here, that's what I'm going to enter for my database as well. Then the next one here is going to be cola drink. Then let's say comma, press enter, and the next one, let's go for orange. Orange ring. Okay, comma, and I'm going to call the next one milky, maybe milky bar, something like that. Milky bar. And finally, I only have 6, so that's fine. Brown cake. There. Okay, comma. So I'm going to now say the scroll bar itself. So command, let's grab the scroll bar equals this very one here. That's for the x dot set. Then we'll repeat the same thing for the y axis as well. Grab that, paste that here for the y axis. get rid of this. Close that up, and this become y-axis, and here as well y. Okay, now I'm going to run that up underneath here. So let's run that up. Underscore dot pack is going to be at the bottom, and let's fill it up to the x-axis. Now for the y-axis, repeat the same thing for the y-axis. This will be y, and this is x, y. Okay, the next thing I want to do now is I want to add headings to this. So self dot item record, this very one, grab all of that, paste that here, and I'll need dot heading, and the very first heading, that is going to be for this. There, comma, and the text that will be on it, that is going to be equals apple drink, but with a space, and close that up. There we go. I'm going to copy this, repeat the same thing for the others. Paste, paste. We need to get it indented. Undo that. Okay, get it indented. Maybe just copy. I need 6 anyway, so I might as well just get it all indented at once, and then change it all around. Now, control square bracket. Now, there we go. Now I'm going to change the details around. So the next one here is going to be big bread. There and here, so cola drink. There. Then we have orange drink. There. Okay, milky bar. Grab that, paste that here, and here we will milky bar. Then finally, I'm going to add the brown cake. No space here. That's it, brown cake here. Okay. Alright, right underneath here now I'm going to enter the method that will show the headings. So let's just call that show headings. So that's like an array to show the headings, equals headings. There we go. That should be headings. Alright, now the next thing I want to do now is that I need to create each of the columns. So I'm going to come in here, paste all of these, dot column, and the very first column that is going to be for this very one here. Paste that in here. Now this very column, I want it to get centered, the text, and it should be centered. So I'm going to say anchor equals center. There we go. Now the width, I'm going to make that about 180. There we go, that's fine. Now let's copy this again. Repeat exactly the same thing, and there we go. and I'm going to just speed that up. Okay, that is it, all done. Now we need one more thing to do, actually two. First of all, we need to get it tagged. Okay, get it tagged, so there. So I'm going to say dot tag, and we also need to get it filled as well. Equals filled. That will be for the both side. And expand equals 1. There we go. That's one taken care of. The next one is that should take care of the events. So the event in this case is going to be button release. But first of all, this should be called bind, and in here the event is going to be button release. It's a button. Right. Button release -1, and there we go. That's it. And that takes care of that. So let me save, and I'm going to run it and see how that's going to look like. Let's see. There. Okay, now guys, let's take care of these frames here. So here I'm going to add a label on a text widget. Here we add buttons. So let's exit out and come right here. So these are the lines of code that takes care of the tree view. Okay, so let's come down here. I'm now going to come right here. Let's create a label. I'm going to call that self dot call label. So that will be where I'm going to enter the date equals label. And this label is going to be inside top name. Okay, comma. Text on this label is going to be nothing, comma. Then let's say background. I'm going to make that colored blue. There we go. What about the fonts? Let's grab a font there somewhere. Copy and bring that down here. Comma. Paste that in there. Okay, 12 will do. So let's run that up. Now, I'm going to copy these. Paste it right here, and I am going to get row, grab all of these and paste it right here. And this row, I'm just going to make that 0 by 0, row 0, column 0, and let's get rid of all of these. Okay. Now that is done, what else do we need? Let's take care of the text widget as well. Okay, if I run this, you won't be able to see this because there's nothing there except if I enter whatever. So let's run it so that you guys see it. See, it's coming up. There we go, look at it. So exit out. So I'm gonna get rid of the whatever in there, and let's come in here to take care of, yeah, let's copy all of this right underneath here. I'm going to call that self dot txt details, txt detail or details equals text, and the text is going to be inside top name. Let's get rid of all of this. The width, come on, I'm going to make the width about 16. No, but that might be too short. Let's make it about 36. And the height equals 20. Expanding true. And for the y-axis, I'm going to make that about 2 as well. Right. Now let's grab all of these here, paste it right underneath here, and grab this and use that just to round it all up. So this is 0, this will be 1. Right. So if I run it now, let's see how that's gonna look like. There should be a text widget there. There we go, that's my text widget. That was gonna act more or less like a receipt, so end that. Now the next thing is here, I'm gonna add some buttons here. This is self dot. The very first button, I'm gonna call that btn cost. Yep. Equals button. And this button is going to be inside top button. There. Padding, we're going to make that about 16. BD, we'll make that about 5. And what about font? I'm going to make that about 16. Let's grab this font anyway. There we go. Change this to 16. Then we also need height and width for them. Let's grab this. Height and width. We'll put that here. Right. Let's change this to about 9. And the height to make that, let's say 2. Okay. What else do we need? What about the text on it? I'm going to come right down here. Text equals cost of item. Run that up. Okay, so let's just grab this. So that's going to be the very first, for the very first button. Paste that here. Alright, that's cool. So I can just copy this now. Just add 3 more buttons. Okay, I have my 3 buttons in there, so this is, make this 1 and make this one 1 0 1 1. Yeah. Okay, let's get it all indented properly. So if I run it, let's see how it's going to look like. Yeah, let's run it first. Nice, that is good. Okay, let's change the data on each buttons. Exit out, exit out. This is going to be exit. And this is going to be btn exit. That's fine. What about this? Make this one reset. and the text content on it is reset. The name is reset. I mean, this is going to be maybe display. Right, and the name will be display. There we go. That takes care of my buttons. Run. Now we need to take care of some functions to get the whole thing working the way we expect it to work. Alright. Okay guys, let's take care of the functions. So I'm gonna go right up here. Yeah. And let's take care of the exit first. And there we go. That's my function exit. So I want to grab this. Let's come straight to the button. Exit button right here. Yeah. Now I'm going to say command equals I exit. There we go. Right, that is the command that will actually activate this function. So let's run it and see. Run. Let's see how that works. Right. No, I don't want to exit. Yes, I do want to exit. Okay, exit is fine. Now I'm going to copy this and let's use that for the other functions. Just to separate the other functions. Paste that there. Let's grab it down. Undo that. Select it again. Hold on to your control and tap back. Alright, that is fine. Now, I'm going to take care of the very first spin button or spin box. So let's start by saying define enable underscore Apple. That's for the very first one. Enter parentheses there. Okay. Using an if statement, if variable 1 dot get equals 1, then I want as follows: self dot sp apple dot configure and state equals normal. Because if you guys look at the code, if the state is disabled, so the first state, if is 1, then it will be normal. Then I'm also going to say self dot my calculator here. No, not the calculator. That would be my calendar label dot configure. Okay, can use this, paste that in there, and the text equals as follows: whatever we have inside the calculator, inside a form. I repeat, whatever we have inside the calendar will be stored into the text box. Okay, so let's come in here and just say, there we go. There. Else. Else if this one is 0, if it's 0, we want the following. This will become normal. No, that will become disabled. Right, and let's see, disabled. There we go. And Apple will become dot set, that will be 0. Then the Apple cost, that will be empty. Apple cost dot set equals nothing. There. Alright. Okay, right underneath here, I'm going to create another method. So I'm going to call this method Apple item. I want the name to be consistent so that I know which item I'm talking of. Alright, Apple item. Let's say Apple item. I'm going to say global Q, and Q equals, let's say rand floats, and get whatever we have inside Apple. There. Let's say declare another variable, local variable, we call that P. That will be for the price of the item. P equals, let's get that converted to string, and that is going to be pound, where's pound sign? Yeah, pound, yeah, dot 2 decimal place. Yeah, that's fine. Okay, so we now specify the price of this item is going to be Q multiplied by Q, supposed to be, that would be the whatever amount of string we have in there, spin box number we have in there. Now I'm going to say the cost, Apple cost dot set equals P. Right, that's it. So I now need to call this. Let's call this inside the object itself or inside the widget. So let's scroll down here. Now the very first call is going to be enable Apple. I'm going to grab enable Apple. Let's come right here, enter a comma, command equals enable Apple. That is my very first call. The second one, let's see, the second one is going to be inside the Spinbox. Okay, so I'm going to come in here, comma, that will be command equals Apple item. Okay, Apple item. Alright, so let's try this out. I want to try it out. Let's see. Run. Okay, there we go. Now decision time. There, enable, disable, enable, and let's enter some value in there. You see, as soon as I enable, the date pops up. There we go. Look at that. Right, that's fine. Alright, exit out. I'm going to speed that up. You see this one? That is meant to be for the Apple. If I grab this, so the next one that will be for the so for the next one that will be for the bread. Paste that there. Now here I'm going to say enable bread. Right, we have the bread in place, so anyway there's apple here, I'm going to replace it with the bread. So we have apple here. That goes as well. That's good. Okay. Yep, that's bread. And we also need to change this to variable 2, and this is 2 as well. Okay, I think that should do. Scroll right down, and here that will be, I'm going to grab all of this, paste it in here, then we change it around, and this is bread. That of the spin, that grab that as well, paste that here, and this is also bread. Good. Alright, that should work, so let's run it. Hopefully there's no error. Let's see. Okay, there is an error. Bread item. The name bread item is not there. Alright, okay, yeah, the one underneath here, I is missing. There we go. Now run. Let's see. There we go. Yeah, that's working too. And the next one, working fine. Alright, well, we need to change the price of this though. Okay, for the bread item, I'm going to come and reduce that to maybe about £11. 11 pounds, that's fine. So I'm going to, I guess you guys get the whole idea now, so I'm just going to speed this up and I'll get back to you guys. I have 4 more of those. 2 is taking care of 2 functions, including these, making 3 functions altogether. That's the apple one, bread one, and let's take care of the rest. Alright, all of the functions are now taken care of. Apple, bread, let's indent this one properly. We have cola, orange, milk, and finally cakes. There, they are all taken care of, and I've also called them within call using the command within each of the widget. There we go. Okay, it's coming down here. There we go, and that's all there is to it. Okay, let's run it and see how that's going to look like. There, guys, and that's it. Alright, that's good. Okay, I'm going to close that. it's all working fine now. So let's just run it one more time. It's coming up. There we go. Okay, as you can see, this is all taken care of. So let's take care of the reset button here. So I'm going to exit out, come right here, and end this as well. Let's come straight down here. I'm going to enter my reset function here, so just call that reset, as simple as that, and come right down here. So what I want to reset are all of my variables here, so I might as well just copy. Let's start with this very one. I don't think I'm using this one. I'm not using that, so let's get rid of that. I'm going to grab this, and yeah, let's grab that, bring them right here underneath here, paste. I'm just going to change the data in here to .set and make that 0, because the value that enables it is 1, so let's make that 0. And now I'm going to repeat the same thing for the other. So let's grab this, and that is it. These are the variables that I use for, as you can see, that's where I've used it. I've used it for the check buttons. That's it right there. Okay, that's taken care of. So now let's go into the text variables. So this one is going to be set equals nothing. I can even copy them here. Look at them. I can copy it also. Let's do it orderly. I'm going to go up there, copy the very first one. That's it. And let's do it orderly. Copy and bring it right down. Paste. And the next one is going to be disabled. Let's get it disabled as well. This is it. So we disable the, let's come here and paste it there. We'll get it indented later on. Now let's go for the next one. I want it to be orderly. That's why I'm coming up here. Okay, I'm going to grab all of this. Yeah, why not? Grab. That is it. Come right here. Okay, let's paste this on top of the other one. Alright. Then we'll get it indented properly. So don't worry about that. Control square brackets. That's fine. So that is number 2 taken care of. Let's go for number 3. 1, 2, and 3. This is 3. Grab all of these and come right down here. There we go. Alright, that's for the Coke. Let's go for the next one, the 4th one. This is the 4th one, the orange. Copy and paste it right in here as well. There. The 5th one here, the milk, or the milky bar, I call it. Paste, and finally the 6th one. Grab, come in here. Okay, that takes care of that. That makes life easy actually. So I just need to get them properly indented now. So select it all, hold on to your control, press the square bracket, press the square bracket again. Oh, there's one more there. Alright, there. That is it, all taken care of. So that is my reset. Yeah. Okay, the other thing, there's one more component that needs to be reset, and that is the self.txt detail. I'm going to say .delete, and let's delete from number 1 to end of everything here, and close that. And that is for the okay, that is fine. That's for my detail widget. Okay, let me call this reset here. I'm going to go straight to the button. Where is it? Right underneath here, reset. So I'm going to grab command equals reset, paste that right here, equals reset. So let's try that out. Run. Let's see. Okay, there's an error, so let's see what's that error. Oh, 6. Alright, variable number 6. Where was that meant to be? Have I used it? I think I've used it somewhere. Okay, I'm going to copy that and just find it. I must have, okay, I used it here. I don't have up to 6, that's 5. Oh, I do have up to 6, that's true, it's not 5. So come in here, there should be 6 in there. Okay, we sort out our very problem now. This is for number 6, and here I've deleted variable number 6. Put that back. I don't know why I keep thinking it's 5. It is 6. Alright, that's sorted. Run it. And that will be fine now. There we go. So let's assume we select any of these. And if we have data in here as well, click on reset. There we go. That's fine. Reset is working. You see these other 2 buttons there? We need the database for these 2 buttons. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to open up MySQL Database right there. Okay, now let's create a new system here, a new database. So I'm going to click on the schema here. There we go. And I'm just going to call this billing DB. There. So that's going to be the name of my table as well. So click on apply. And let's click on apply again. Apply. Finish. So let's look for billing DB. That's it right there. So click on it and let's right click on this table and click on create. Give it a name, so it's called billing DB. You see this arrow? Drop it down. And I'm going to enter the following names. So those very names, I already have them on my Treeview. So let me show it to you guys. Where is the Treeview? So minimize this and close this. So let's scroll right down. Treeview. There we go. Those are the names that I intend to use, and those are the names specified in here as for my column as well. So let's take a shortcut. I'm going to grab all of those. Let's grab it from here to here, and let's see if it's going to work that way. Come in here and just paste that in here. The first lot is there, so and let's copy the others. Let's grab it, cut so that the first one, the first column is in. Alright, and I'm going to change that to varchar and just enter maybe about 45 in there. So the next one there, I'll do that, paste it twice. Okay, cut this off. There, that's the next one, and the next one here, there. So I have 3. Okay, now the next is going to be orange ring. Yeah, I guess that is correct. Okay, 2 more to go. And I'm going to call this one Milky Bar. There we have our Milky Bar there. So, and finally, I'm going to call it brown cake. There we go. So that's my database ready. The name is called Billing DB, and that is just the last check. Okay, that's fine. I'm going to get rid of this. No primary key, that's alright. You can insert primary key, yes, if you want. So I'm going to click on apply, and let's click on apply one more time. There we go. Successfully created. Finish. Alright, so I'm going to call these details inside my system now, so minimize that. Okay, let's go right underneath underneath my reset here. Let's grab this first and come right down here. Let's paste and paste one more and another one. Okay, the very first function, I'm going to call that. Let's come in here. Let's call the very first function add data. There. First of all, let's declare as follows. We're following local variable. I'm going to call that SQL com. SQL com equals MySQL. So which means you must have import this straight into your system. Pymysql. Okay, that means you must install it as well into your system. So there. So in that case, I'm going to say .connect, and the host is my local host. There. Okay, why the user? That would be root. Alright, comma, my password is just DJ Omen. Okay, let's come in and just say DJ, all in lowercase, DJ Omen. That's my password for this system. Okay, now what is my database name? It's called billing. The database is called billing DB. There. Right. Okay, that is fine. So the next thing is I'm going to declare another local variable. I'm going to call it cursor. That is equals MySQL connects dot cursor. Paste that in there. Dot cursor. There we go. Alright, getting somewhere. So we also need to get this cursor executed. That will be execute with an E. Now in here we have enter SQL code, insert into billing DB, and that's the name of my database and the name of my table, the following value, and those values, let's assume the S. Okay, %S, and it's 6 of those. So we just copy that, paste, paste, paste. There we go. Yeah, those are the values to be entered. So I'm going to say comma, open up a bracket, and enter the following values. Now, here we have those values in my variable here. Where are they? Let's see the variable. There they are, but I would like to arrange them in order anyway. I will arrange it in order. There we go. Let's paste that in here. Paste. Okay, we want these to be on top. But first thing first, let's just change all of this. Dot, get parentheses, and a comma. There we go, that's it. Alright, just me being particular with the way it looks, so I'm going to just move this on top right here and grab this too. After that, yeah, that's fine. I'm just gonna rearrange it and get back to you guys. Alright, that's how I want it, so let's get it indented. And if you can see, as you can see, I have one bracket here, okay, and another one here, which means I need to close it with 2. 1, 2, right, 2 bracket. Let's close that. So let's get this connector here and come right down here. Connector dot comments. There we go. And we also need to close it. Connector dot close. There. Now I'm going to get, let's get some notification from Tkinter itself.messagebox. Dot show information, show info. So I'm just going to call that data entry form. Alright, and it's going to be, there's a record entered successfully. Yeah, successfully. There we go. That is it. Done. Okay. Okay, guys. I will also need to be able to display the data. So I'm going to come here. So let's create another one. So, and we call that display. Yeah, display. Maybe display data. Display data. There we go. As for display data, let me grab all of these. Let's grab all of these up to here. Grab everything. Paste that here. Get this indented. Okay. Now in here we now need to enter an SQL. So let's say select from my database is called billing, this one. Select from billing. There. Select all from billing. And we also need to, let's say result equals facial cursor dot facial there. And let's use an if statement to check if there's nothing in there. We expect maybe a message or something like that. So I'm going to say if the result is nothing, at least it was okay, not equals this time around, then we want it to display else. Okay, so in here we say self dot item order. I think it's in uppercase, I believe. Item order underscore record, that is my tree view that I'm now referring to, underscore records dot delete. So we can say star self dots, all of these again. Paste that in here. Dot get underscore children. Enter parentheses and close that. Right, so we now use a for loop for row in result, and that's going to be self. Oh, I've already copied it. I can paste it. Paste. Dot insert. Comma. And comma. That will be values. So whatever comes instead, just insert that at the end of the value. There we go. So I'm now going to just close this. There. And let's commence and get it closed. So let's get those ones properly indented. There we go. So I'm going to call this up here as well. Come here, grab and just maybe paste it right underneath here. Yeah. And that is all for that. So this we add in the data and this will display it. Okay, let's go straight into the button and call this. So I'm going to scroll right down here. Where is the button? Okay, let's use this one. Command equals there. I'm going to save and run now and just see how that's going to work, and we'll take it from there. Alright, let's add whatever we want in there. Okay, session time. There we go. Look at that. That's fine. There, look at it. We just added some purchase that I made. That is it, guys. That is brilliant. So let's see the database. I'm going to click on the database. That's the database right there. Now we need to view that table. Let's come in here, drop it down. That is the table. Look at it. Okay, so everything is in there. Let's add one more. Come in here, just click on there. If I go straight into my database, I can just refresh that. Refresh. There we go. So the database is fine, everything is working as you want. Okay, this is just a tutorial. You can change every other thing the way you want. Okay, now let's take care of this right there. So these three are fine now, and let's take care of this as well. So I'm going to exit out, take care of this first, and I'll call the data inside here. Okay, that's fine. Exit out. Yeah, there we go. Okay, what I want to do now is to be able to use the details so that I can enter something like receipt in there. So I'm going to grab the details there. So let's come up here and enter a function for that, maybe underneath here. So let's call it function receipt. Okay, that's fine, I think. There. So I'm going to call it self. Let's make sure it's indented. Self dot insert. And what are you inserting into it from the end of it? So the first thing is going to be the title. I'm going to just call that item name, something like that. Item name. There. And tab. Okay, come out of it and just say plus. Let's say number of item here. Okay, that would do. And we need plus there. Let's get it tabbed again. Just one single tab should do. Now we now need to enter so plus cost of item. Cost of item will be in there, and then I'll make it go to the next line here and just close that. Okay, so in here I'm going to enter cost of item. There we go. That is my title. And right underneath here we need to now insert as follows. So let's grab this, insert the very first data. That's going to be apple drink there, and tab for apple drink. Close that plus. I'll convert this to string, and that is apple, no, uppercase, apple dot get. Okay, close that plus. That is one of the variables that I've just called in here. Whatever data that has is sent in there. Tab plus the cost of the apple itself. So we can just say the cost of the apple. That goes in here. So that is cost. There. Now let's come out of it and go to next line. I can copy this, copy, paste it there. Go to the next line. Okay, maybe I should add another space. Okay, I think that will do for this. Let's store it and make sure there's no error. So I can just copy this now and paste it for the other 5. 1, 2, 3, let's get it properly indented. Okay. Right, indent this one as well. Okay, let's change the names around. This is going to be baked bread. Right, and this is going to just be bread. Copy that, change this to bread, and this is bread cost there. Okay, the next one is going to be cola drink. Cola, and grab all of these, and this is my reason for naming it in the way I will remember. Okay, that is fine. That helps with okay, this is going to be orange. Orange drink, grab all of these, come in here, orange, and here this is orange cost. Good. Now we have milky bar. That's the only one that is a little bit milky bar, and this is going to be milk. Milk.get, milk cost.get, and finally I have brown. Okay, brown cake, and this one is just going to be cake. Cake.get and cake cost. Right, and that takes care of my receipt. I'm going to grab this receipt and come right down here where the button. Where's the button? Right here, the cost, comma, command equals receipt. There we go. So I'm now going to run it. Let's click on run. Let's see and make sure that works. Okay, let's select and just enter whatever in there. There we go, and display. No, we need to add that cost. Yeah, display. Let's see. Okay, what I'm going to do is I need to call this receipt inside my add data. So I'm going to reset the whole lot, exit out, yeah, exit, and let's go to add data. Where is it? Add data, right here. Come right down here, paste. There we go. Right. Okay. Okay, let's run the system again. I'm going to run. Now, let's try it out. Decision time. Enter whatever in there. Yep, one there. And we can display there, and that is it. And we can even use this to add more. Okay. And that is it, guys. And that's how you create your own billing system using MySQL Database in Python. So with that, I'm going to call it the end of this tutorial. I reckon you guys enjoyed, or I believe you guys enjoyed this tutorial. And please do subscribe to my channel. And you can also join to become a member of the channel. There's a lot of support for channel members. You all have a nice day now. And bye for now. Happy Easter to you all. Bye for now.